Mike here, Morrison Carpentry, and today, guys, I'm going to be talking about chasing the hustle, chasing the dollar, chasing the hunt, chasing the electricians and plumbers call it chasing the masons because they're coming in after those guys. I guess we're chasing the framers, but we frame too, so fuck. We're chasing the concrete guys, I guess. As soon as they pour that slab, we get in there. But today, so when you're pretty much a freelance carpenter, independent, you don't work for a company, you work for yourself, or you're your own company, one-man company, that type of bullshit. Basically, you don't know what you're going to be doing next week usually. You might have a couple guys who give you work, but having one or two guys to give you work, 4 or 5 guys, that's not a good way to do it. That's a bad thing. You're always going to be relying on them for work. They're always going to beat your head in on price. And many people will say something like, well, I got some guys, they're good, this and that. They've been treating me well and all. And, maybe so. But in general, you'll do better if you can turn down deals and you have a multitude of deals that you can pick and choose from. Some guys, like my buddies, they're outfitted to do windows very well. It's their expertise. And man, if they could do windows all day, I'm sure they would. They wouldn't even mess with other jobs. So, if they had 7, 8 guys that were throwing them jobs all day, they could pretty much pick the window job above anything else. Stay outfitted to do that, and it's just division of labor, something they'll build up a skill in more so than anything else. Their trucks, their tools, and their trucks will be outfitted for that. They don't have to carry around super big ladders. They don't have to carry around so many walk boards, this and that, to do this. Now, when you're working for 1 or 2 guys, you're kind of, hey man, I ain't got nothing to do this week. You haven't taken the time to kind of set up a relationship with other guys to immediately pick up a new job. And so it's like, hey man, I don't have windows for you this week. I've got a hardy board job. You want it? And you're pretty much stuck with either taking that or taking a couple days off and trying to fish work, or you could just do it and suck it up and try to do a job that you may not be as competent in, that you might not be outfitted as well for. And this is a recipe for failure in many instances. If not failure, failure would be the worst case. Most of the time you just end up making a little less money, but it does lead to a higher bad job rate. You want to keep that rate as low as possible. I'm talking about like below 2%. That's about the ideal rate. And so if you got all these guys that are bidding for your labor, you can also kind of not only bid or reject job types, you can also reject job prices. So you can say, hey man, I'll pay you 60 a square for vinyl sided for this big ass house. Excuse me, big old house. I'm trying not to curse. This big old house, and you can tell them, hey man, fuck off. Hey man, screw off, man. I'm getting 75 over here, and it's one story. And it's very crucial to do that, man. It's very crucial to be able to go to that negotiation, whether it be on the phone, in person, whatever. Email, text message, any form of communication is so crucial that you can go in there and tell them, no, I ain't gonna do that, man. That's a messed up job. That's low pay. The material ain't right. You don't know what the heck you're doing, and I'm just not gonna do it because you're setting me up for failure. You're setting me up for where I'm not gonna have a $1,250 a week. You're gonna set me up where I'm not doing well, and you gotta be able to do that. And so right now this week I didn't have nothing to do. I have little small jobs, $200 in a couple hours type shit. But I'm fishing work right now. I'm taking my time off, and I could be at home playing video games, whatever, fucking around with, trying to get women, all that stuff. And instead, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna try to meet this new guy. He's like an hour away from where I live, and it's not guaranteed work. It's stuff that a couple of the stuff he has I can do. A couple of stuff it's not what I'm necessarily outfitted for, but I can still hook him up with certain guys. I have relationships with a lot of carpenters, and I like to look out for them. They look out for me. It's a fellowship. It's a brotherhood, and that's very important to look out for your brothers. And so I could have went to work for one guy, two guys actually, today. It's not running my own job, so I'm not making nowhere near as much. You're looking at 125, 150 a day as opposed to making 250, 300 a day when you're running your own stuff. And I'm gonna take that guaranteed sacrifice, and I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna shake the dice in my hand. I'm gonna throw it out. I'm gonna see what I can get back, see what it's coming back at. And this is crucial. This is necessary to be an entrepreneur. This is necessary to be a freelance carpenter, because this could yield a new relationship. This could yield more jobs in the future. I could work for this guy specifically for him. I might travel with him. Who the fuck knows? But the important thing is that every day you remind yourself, and you are always out in the hunt for opportunity, that you're always for yourself, because those guys are my brothers, and they're the fellowship. They're my buddies, I consider my friends. But still, when they tell me, hey Mike, I got something for Monday through Thursday, pays pretty good, I could trust their word at that. But their job isn't to find me something to do Friday and that Saturday if I want to work, or that Sunday. And if something goes sour, you better believe that they're going to look out for themselves first. And what I mean by that is that if work slows up, or if there's a certain harder job, they're going to send you to do it. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of, hiring people, is to have them do the stuff you don't want to do, and, that you want to make money on them. And the point I'm trying to make is that you're your only person that's going to look out for you. So whilst I kind of made them mad by not working for them, or I might have pissed them off, or they're going to say I'm not reliable or whatever, all that means is that, man, look, y'all ain't going to make sure I'm working all the time. Y'all ain't going to make sure I'm paid a good wage. Y'all aren't going to make sure that I'm taken care of in the end. That's up to me. And so I didn't feel like what y'all are doing right now at this day was good. So I said, fuck it. It's a day by day thing, man. If you get where you're, okay, man, I'll look out for you and I'll work with you this week, guarantee me future work, guarantee me a job. None of that shit's guaranteed. You're usually working for a future thing that never comes to fruition. Everything is about, what can you do for me right now? What am I going to make right now today? I don't want to go work for fucking Griffin Plumbing or whatever the fuck that is, make $13, $14 an hour as a bullshit thing starting off, and then they'll say, oh, you prove yourself, you'll get a raise, you're blah blah blah. My name's Griffin Plumbing, I got big cojones. Man, forget that, man. You out here by yourself, you go to that job, you give your price, they don't like it, tell them screw off, go to the next one, give them a price, they don't like it, screw off. Man, you got to be in control of your destiny, pretty much. When you're having choices, you're making more money. When you're down to, okay, I'll take it because I got to, you're descending those steps down. And you don't want to do that. You want to stay up while you're up. You want to take the time while you got money in your pocket, go out, look for these jobs, go out here, line something up, and keep your options open. Don't tie yourself down working for one or two guys, man. That is so fucking stupid. I've seen so many people that just, I don't want to deal with that. I don't know how to sell a job. I don't know how to price this. But if a customer fucks me, all kind of stuff, man. Man, deal with it. This is the fucking real world. Welcome to the problem. Welcome to problems of the real world. As the Mexican dude that I work for sometimes doing hardy board, we're sitting here talking about all this, and he says, Michael, this. I say, man, it's all these problems that I'm telling y'all basically. And he said, Michael, this is the problem. This is why people don't, not everybody's a millionaire in this shit, because this is real world problems. Welcome to reality, motherfucker. Deal with it. Fix it. Goddamn, go out here and punch that shit in the face. And so you're dealing with trying to find work, dealing with the customer, material, technical knowledge, human resources or whatever, dealing with your own labor, all these things, taxes, running a formal business, accounting, all this, and time management, all sorts of things, all sorts of skill groups come together to be a successful independent carpenter. And once you get this mix right and you solve your areas that you're bad in, for example, showing up on time, that's my weakness. That's my current weakness. It's something that has been my weakness for a while. It's something I really need to work on. I can, do the job well. I can sell the job very well. That's 10 out of 10 on that. I can do that in a heartbeat. That's super simple. The prices of everything is just so easy for me. I can just draft out the plan so quickly in my brain. It takes me like 5 minutes, and the customer's like, damn man, it took the other guy like an hour and a half and he wrote down a whole bunch of stuff and your prices basically are the same. And I say, well man, because that's how my brain works. It's just a beast when it comes to that aspect. But you got to find that mix of those skill sets, solve whatever you're weakest in, and get that shit knocked out, and then go out here and put your hand in the game. And you might not make it. A lot of businesses fail. A lot of people end up going back to working for somebody, going to do union work, all this. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, especially union work. It's a very honorable thing. It's very hard work in many instances, and that's the true brotherhood. And so, but man, nothing beats waking up, going out working for yourself, selling an $800 job and knocking it out in 5 hours. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man, that's fucking awesome. Customers watching this saying, oh man, I can't believe they make that much, this and that. Yeah, we do. I mean, I'm sorry. I sold an $800 job and did it in fucking 2 hours before. I sold a $600 job not too long ago and knocked it out in 3.5 hours. Me and my buddy. So there's nothing that can replace that. Not even making $34 at some nuclear facility, getting all the benefits and all too, which I've done that before. So the whole point of this video, I guess, is that you have to chase the hustle. You got to have that hunt in you. You got to have that forward thinking. And most people, they're too lazy to pick up the phone and go down the Google search of construction companies and call them and ask what they got going on this week. What projects do you have? They're too busy to call up contractors and ask them, y'all got any extra work? They're too lazy to talk to people at Lowe's. I would go to Lowe's not even needing to, and I'd walk around and talk to people and just bullshitting with them. Most of the time it ended up meeting more contractors than residential homeowners. But man, it's just something you got to have in you, man. It's a hustle you got to have built into you. So guys out there, you're working for somebody, you're relying on them to say, hey, I got you Monday through Friday, the check's guaranteed, all this. You're going to pay for that guaranteed check. You're going to pay for that guaranteed work. And for not having I did that job over there. Look at that shit, that addition. So you're going to pay for that guaranteed work. You're going to pay for having that shit 100% that you're going to get paid and have working on. And you'll make $500-$600 a week, and you'll bust your ass. You'll be working all day. You'll be doing the dirtiest shit, and you won't be cared for in the end, because if you get injured or something, you're going to send you the fuck home and call somebody else, and your shoes will be filled in a second. And that's because labor like that is cheap. Labor like that is plentiful. Whilst the guy who can foresee that and go get his own shit, that's kind of a more rare trait. And that's why they make more supply and demand. So y'all just have the foresight to go out there and just go get your own stuff, man. Don't be scared. The people who do end up trying, many times they're flying by their teeth in the beginning. Many of the time they don't know how it's gonna go, but they say that, man, I'm gonna do this shit, man. I'm gonna get this shit done. I don't give a fuck what happens. And That's how these big businesses are born. That's how these corporations that dominate the skyline of these large cities are born. There was once a guy who said, fuck it, man, I'm gonna throw these fucking dice in my hand. I'm gonna shake it up and throw it against the fucking wall and see if I hit 7. And that's it, man. That's the secret sauce, man. It's just fucking trying. They got all these business schools that tell you, how to run a business, this and that. Half of that shit is trying, man. I mean, these guys, they have the procrastination of perfectionism. What I mean by that is that they're waiting on, I just need to get this degree. I need to just do this and then I'll be set. No, you want to run a business, you go out there next day and you run your own business. For high capital businesses, yes, it's not going to happen overnight. But at least for my line of work, yeah. You want to go business for yourself? You got a truck? You got your tools? Okay. Go out to a fucking homeowner, a job that you see. Pull up in that driveway, knock on that fucking door, say, hey, you got a couple shingles blown off your roof. You want me to replace that? You go on Facebook, you make a fucking page, and you message people, hey, I'm a new guy in town, this and that. You go up to big trucks with ladders on them. You say, hey, man, y'all got any more work that y'all need done? This and that. That's how you fucking do it, man. That's pretty much it. I'm all the way out here in Pollard Lumber Yard. That'd be at Huntsman Corner, Pollard's Corner, whatever the fuck it's called, out here in Lincolnton. Or going out to Lincolnton at least. So that's pretty much it. Y'all have a great day. Thanks. Bye.